There was a lot of pressure going into this weekend. After the last weekend had an amazing performance on the box office. However, last week I did make a video called "Movie Theaters Are Back." Dot dot dot. Not so fast, which you should definitely check out. Link in the description and in the comments. It'll definitely boost your entertainment on this video if you see that one first. So if you're interested, go check it out. But in that video, I talked about how important this weekend is to truly show what the state of the box office is at, and to know if movie theaters are really back. So, are they back? Did this weekend deliver to see if theaters are really back or if they're not back? Well, I'll break it down and analyze the box office for this weekend in this video. But before we get started, hi, hope you're having a great day. You're watching JOG Entertainment. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe to get more content like this. What do I mean by more content like this? Well, one of the things is that you'll get breakdowns on the box office every week. I try to break down the box office every week. So definitely make sure to subscribe if you're interested in that. As well as right now, I'm going to be covering Loki as it debuts, and I'm going to be covering Super and Lois and all this other type of stuff. So definitely subscribe if you're interested in that type of stuff. Also like the video. If you enjoy this video, please like the video. And also I really just put a lot of effort into this video, so it would be very nice if you like the video. Thanks. Also, comment if you've seen any of the movies that I'm about to talk about. These include Fast and the Furious 9, Cruella, A Quiet Place 2, and The Conjuring. And if you have seen any of these, where did you see them? Did you see them at theaters or a streaming service? Okay, now let's get started. So, for this weekend's box office, we had the debut of The Conjuring, the second weekend drop of A Quiet Place 2 and Cruella, and more news on how Fast and Furious 9 is doing overseas or internationally. So, let's start with The Conjuring debut. The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It, made $24 million while at the same time debuting on HBO Max. So, overall, I would say that's pretty good. Not great or anything, but it's good. It actually even beat Mortal Kombat, which actually had a huge hype, and it beat it by $2.5 million. Not a big number to beat it by, but it still beat it. So that's pretty good news for The Conjuring. The Devil Made Me Do It. I definitely think this is a good sign for theaters. However, I am sure this movie will have a really big drop for its second weekend. Why? Well, because so far, all the movies that are on HBO Max and on theaters at the same time have had pretty big drops, like Mortal Kombat. And I know I'm comparing a lot to Mortal Kombat, but it's just that Mortal Kombat kind of shares similarities with it being rated R and it having like sharing around the same amount of audience and all that type of stuff. So I'm comparing it to Mortal Kombat a lot. And Mortal Kombat had a 73% drop, which is a huge drop. And Conjuring is, like I said, is pretty similar. And not only that, but it has the HBO Max date and date release. So I definitely think that it's going to have a pretty big drop next week. But we're not sure how big it will be, but I'm pretty sure it's going to have a pretty big drop next week. We'll see how low the movie really drops next weekend. But we're starting to see that we're starting to have big opening weekends again. That there's A Quiet Place 2, Cruella, and now this movie. And we've also already seen Godzilla vs. Kong and Mortal Kombat. So I'm starting to see pretty big opening weekends. However, are the holds back? Second weekend holds, third weekend holds, fourth weekend holds, back to how they were like pre-pandemic times? Well, I don't think anything's like pre-pandemic before, but are they at least even close to pre-pandemic times? Well, this weekend we got some mixed results. How, you might be asking? Well, A Quiet Place 2 dropped 59% the second weekend, which is a pretty big drop. This isn't a terrible drop at all, but I think it's higher than I think anybody expected. And it definitely shows that the box office is not back yet. Because A Quiet Place 1, which had a pretty similar box office opening weekend to A Quiet Place 2, it was on par. And A Quiet Place 1 only dropped 34.3%, which is crazy. And it's a huge difference from 59%. And it really shows that the state of the box office right now is not having good second weekends. And everyone was saying, oh, it's because of the day-to-day releases on streaming service. However, this movie, as of right now, is exclusive to theaters for 45 days. So I think it's just simply due to the box office not being back to the way it used to be. I did predict this problem last week on my video, which I did mention before. Our movie theaters back, not so fast. And I'd said that I think one of the biggest problems for Hollywood right now is getting casual people to go back to movie theaters. Since for the most parts, they're the ones that carry the box office past the opening weekends. Usually they carry the third and second weekend and so on and so on and so on. They just casually go to movie theaters and they're like, oh, that movie looks cool. Let's watch that one. But I don't think we're seeing that Hollywood has been able to attract that casual people to be able to carry those second weekends. How Which I think that's why they have pretty big first opening weekends. I think they have the fan base of those movies back. I think the fan base of the movies are coming back to theaters to be able to see those movies, but I don't think they have casual people coming back to be able to have those holds and those legs for a movie that a movie needs to make good money, especially big blockbusters that need to make $1 billion to break even. However, looking at another movie, Cruella dropped 48.8%, making $11 million the second weekend. This drop is actually good. Not great, but really good. I would consider that really good, which I actually found unexpected because it's also on Disney Plus, and I was like, okay, it's on a streaming service. It's probably gonna drop a lot since people can watch it multiple times in a streaming service. So the people that were gonna watch it multiple times are just gonna buy it on Disney Plus. But surprisingly, the movie didn't drop that much. I'm guessing this movie caught more attention of more casual people. I'm guessing. I'm not sure what it really was. Also, the movie didn't make as much money as A Quiet Place 2 did last weekend, so it could also factor into that. But yeah, I thought that was a pretty good drop. But this really does make me curious, and it sparks some curiosity in me on how how Disney Plus, the Premier Access, will affect the upcoming Marvel movie, Black Widow. Since we know that movie is coming out on Premier Access as well as on theaters, and I thought they kind of had killed a little bit of the legs of Black Widow by putting it in Premier Access, but seeing that Cruella only dropped 48%, I'm starting to think that maybe Black Widow will have a lot of legs. I'm not sure, but I'm really curious to see how this Disney Plus Premier Access is playing out. Because Raya and the Last Dragon has also had incredible holds, and it's made a bunch of money. Like I had talked about in a video called "Should there be a Raya? Would there be a Raya and the Last Dragon 2?" And maybe a show, which I'll link in the corner. But there I analyzed the box office and how it did box office wise, and it was surprising that it did really good box office wise, especially considering that it had Disney Plus Premier Access, and that definitely didn't hold the holds for Raya. Raya had amazing holds, and it's quite incredible. So I definitely think that the Premier Access is being quite interesting, quite unexpected. I didn't expect for Premier Access to be the thing that doesn't kill holds, and I think Black Widow now has a really high chance of really making a bunch of money. So yeah, I really do think that Disney Plus is not killing any movies' legs. I think it's just getting the people that don't want to go to theaters to watch it on a streaming service. I also wonder if part of the reason why this movie didn't drop that much is because Disney announced that there's going to be a Cruella 2. Maybe that sparked more interest into this movie. I'm not sure, but this clearly shows that Disney is satisfied with, at least so far, how the movie's been doing. I don't think the movie has been doing great. I think it's been doing pretty good, and I definitely think that the high Rotten Tomato score and the high audience score is partly the reason why they want to keep going with this series. So yeah, there's going to be a Cruella 2, just in case you didn't know. Hooray for people that really like that movie. I personally haven't seen it. I'm hopeful I'll see it soon. I do want to see it. And yeah, now on to Fast and Furious 9. Fast and Furious 9 has now passed $250 million internationally or overseas, however you want to call it. The reason why I'm not saying for internationally is because it hasn't come out everywhere in the world. It's just come out in certain places. That's why I don't feel comfortable saying internationally. But I just use it because I don't have a better term. But so I think it's past 250 million internationally, with 203 million being from China. So it's definitely doing good in China, but it definitely slowed down a lot more after its first weekend. I think partly it was mixed reviews, as we saw in China. I think it had like a 39 Rotten Tomato score whenever it first debuted in China. And also with the John Cena controversy, after he called Taiwan its own country, so I definitely think that hurt the movie in China. So it's still doing pretty good, but it's not going to do nowhere near as much as the other Fast and Furious movies have done, which that's pretty worrying for Fast and Furious because Fast and Furious 8, The Fate of the Furious, I think that's what it was called, it really depended a lot on what the Chinese box office was to be able to be saved because they didn't do crazy money in the US. So that's pretty worrying for Fast and Furious 9 because now it really is going to depend a lot on the US box office, which, as we've discussed, I don't think they're fully back yet. I think that maybe they could have a huge opening weekend, but I don't think they can have the second weekend hold and the third weekend hold and the fourth weekend hold to be able to have a good profit, to be able to even get close to $1 billion. I might be wrong. I might be completely wrong. We still have like 3 weeks until that happens, if I'm right. It's until June 5th, 25th. So we still have a pretty long time, but we'll see. I've also made a video on why it all depends on Fast and Furious 9 box office. So if you're interested, go check it out in the corner. But there, I really talk about some of the things I talk about is about how this will be the first test to see a blockbuster can do good money being exclusive to theaters. This will be the first blockbuster that is exclusive to theaters that would have usually done $1 billion if it had come out pre-pandemic easily. So we'll see. Especially with the opening weekend, we'll see if it can break $100 million opening weekend in the U.S. We have not seen anywhere near that amount of money in an opening weekend in the U.S. on the domestic box office, because it also counts as Canada. My bad for that. And the domestic box office, but we'll see. I know that most of Canada theaters are still closed. Hopefully there's a lot more open by then, and I think they're gonna start lifting some restrictions on theaters on capacity. So we'll see how Fast and Furious can do. That's why I think that Fast and Furious is really important, and it's really, really important. But if you want an expansion on this part of the video, definitely go check out the Why It All Depends on Fast and Furious 9. It definitely explains a lot more on why this movie is so important to the box office. So yeah, I would check it out if I was you. If you're interested, go check it out. And let's keep going. So, what do I think this weekend means for the state of theaters and the state of the box office? Well, like I've said before, I think it means that there really isn't strongholds. I really think that that theaters need to get casual people going back to theaters, which I think Fast and Furious 9 would definitely be a huge factor in that. But we'll see if Fast and Furious 9 can do it. You know, we still haven't seen all the reviews for Fast and Furious 9 in the domestic side, and I think that would be a huge part of it, as well as word of mouth. Like, are people gonna like it or people not gonna like it? So we'll see if this movie can bring back casual people, as well as we also have like a lot of movies coming out this summer. We have Fast and Furious 9, Black Widow, Space Jam, Shang-Chi, Free Guy, Jungle Cruise, and I'm sure I'm missing a lot more. But the Suicide Squad, and there's a bunch. So definitely, I think that there is potential for the box office to truly be back to pre-pandemic times. But right now, we're not there for sure. And I think, like I said, the next test to see if we're truly gonna get there is Fast and Furious 9. And it's really going to depend a lot on that movie. And I really hope they can deliver, because the box office really has to start coming back for big blockbusters to keep opening. If not, they're gonna have to get delayed because they just won't break even. They just won't make profit. So yeah, I think Fast and Furious 9 is really important, along with probably other movies that are, Black Widow is probably gonna be really important too, and because it's also gonna show like how much can a Marvel movie make. But that one has a streaming component. That's why I'm saying that Fast and Furious 9 is the most important one, because it's the only one exclusive to theaters. So we'll see. I hope it can do pretty good. I really hope it can do good. I really hope theaters can come back. But as of right now, I don't think theaters are back. I think they just have really strong opening weekends. So if a movie just wants a really strong opening weekend, then I guess open now. But it won't have a strong holds. So that's where I think the state of the box office is right now. That will be it for this video. Thank you for watching. I really thank you. Please like, if you enjoyed this video, please like. It really helps me out too. I put a lot of effort into this video, so if you like the video right now, thank you, and I really hope you did like the video. Also, subscribe so you keep getting more content like this. Like I said, I break down the box office every weekend, not every weekend, every week after the weekend. So definitely subscribe if you don't want to miss that. I also make other videos just on box offices themselves, and they're on a playlist called JFG Analysis. So if you want to see more videos like this, the playlist will be linked in the corner. It's called JFG Analysis, and there has a bunch of other videos, including the Fast and Furious video that I talked about of why why it all depends on Fast and Furious 9's box office, as well as videos like movie theaters are back, and then not so fast. So definitely go check it out at that place right there. If you enjoyed this video, I'm definitely think you're gonna enjoy the videos that are in that playlist. So definitely go check them out. Also, leave a comment. Like I said, if you watch any of these movies, leave a comment. And these movies include Cruella, The Quiet Place 2, The Conjuring, and Fast and Furious 9. If you've seen any of these movies, tell me where you saw them, streaming or theaters, or if you're planning to see them. So definitely tell me that in the comments down below. And that'll be it. Once again, thanks for watching. Hope you're having a great rest of your day. And this is J Entertainment, out.